Yeah. Well, it is a brisk and crisp fall morning, so what better way to enjoy that than on this screamin' demon? So I think today we're just gonna take a little ride. We're gonna aimlessly cruise around the city, maybe out in the country. I don't know, we'll figure it out. And I'm just gonna blab about some motorcycle stuff as we do it. Now, is this gonna be a rowdy ride? Is it gonna be a tame ride? We'll see. I mean, I guess anytime we're on this, it has the potential to get rowdy. And then this is gonna be our 2010 Honda CBR600RR. It's super fun. I love this thing. I think that's enough blabbing, so let's go hit the streets and enjoy the day, baby. And my name's Michael, welcome to the channel. Well, and I gotta wear some heavier gloves today. It's still in the 40s right now, but I think it should get up to the 50s here as we're cruising. So a little black to kind of soak up some heat from that sun will help. Let's see what our girl sounds like this morning. Oh, ho, ho. This thing is so loud. I've been meaning to get some good earplugs because at certain RPMs, this is just deafening. Oh, and our new gold chain that we put on matches our aesthetic a little bit better than the red one we had. Oh, and it's a little breezy out today. Yikes. Well, and there just ain't too much that keeps us off these things if you haven't figured that out. Well, and we'll see if we see some other bikers out today. Yesterday it was a little bit colder than today. I think it only got up to like 45 or something. And I took a few different rides yesterday and I never did see one other motorcyclist. So it's about that time in the year where they start dropping like flies, which I understand. It's not as much fun to ride when it's cold out, but it doesn't take too many pieces of gear or different articles to kind of mitigate how cold you get. If you just got a few layers and then a little leather or something to cut that initial wind, it ain't too bad. Like right now, mid-40s, I'm doing totally fine. But once you get into those like 30s, high 20s or below that, I'm limited, you know. I got about 30 minutes on those days that I can ride and I'll be okay, but after that, it'll just chill you to the bone. So probably the best solution there is just to move someplace warmer. Why am I here? Why am I here in Nebraska? Don't worry, I've been dreaming and scheming. We'll see if we can't make a clever escape here sometime soon. I might have a few things in the works, is what I'll say there. Oh, those downshifts are just ferocious. Get our weave on, try and get these tires a little warm, which on these cold days, yeah, you can get your tires heated up after a while, but that's only half the equation. There's not really a way that I can heat the road up. Well, and it was obvious yesterday when I was riding. I was diving into some corners and you could just tell that it was colder. I could feel that rear tire just barely starting to skate out. You know, if I'm leaned over and I'm starting to add some throttle, I can feel her trying to rip loose. And of course on these older sport bikes, you know, you don't have the traction control or ABS, none of the nonsense. It's just man and machine, baby. Well, and that's what I like. That's the way it should be. Even on the newer bikes that have all the aids and stuff, I always turn them off. First thing I do, go to full power mode and turn off every electronic. I just don't want any interference when I'm riding. I want it just to be me and whatever I do to that motorcycle, I want it to do. I don't really want a computer thinking for me. Which I guess if I was on some roads, you know, some highways, some twisties that I had never been on, sure, I guess the ABS or traction control could be nice, you know, if you came to a slick part in the road, yeah, you could save your butt. But when I'm riding in the home turf, no way, baby. Oh, man. This thing is a screaming demon. Nothing like an inline four-cylinder. Literally any inline four-cylinder, whether it's a 400, 600, 750, 1000, 1300, 1400. There's just, I love winding them up. I mean, different engine configurations, you know, they all have their perks. The torque and the low power punch of a V-twin, awesome. The completely linear power band of a triple is very nice. But an inline four-cylinder, just winding up when you're grabbing that throttle, giving her a wristful. Oh, goodness. It makes my heart happy. Ooh, plenty of gravel in that corner. There is always gravel in that corner. I've been thoroughly enjoying my country rides recently, just because it seems like anytime I'm in the city, I have these near-death experiences with people just on their phone, just totally not even paying attention. It always used to be the kids, you know, the high school kids, college kids, stuff like that were always on their phone, and now it is literally everybody. Not so much the 70-plus crowd, I'll say that. Our elders are doing a good job still of staying off that phone. Gosh, so 2025, how has it been for motorcycles? You know, I feel like it's been a pretty good year. You know, we've had some cool bikes come out. You know, a bunch of the motorcycle manufacturers are planning some new stuff for us. We got other new models and things on the horizon. So what, yeah, we got the Yamaha R9, you know, that was pretty anticipated. They did a good job on that. That's kind of a cool contender in this super sports segment. Well, and then KTM's new RC990, that thing, I'm kind of intrigued by it. Like from the front, the Cyclops headlight and then the winglets and stuff, it kind of has some R9 vibes to it. But I think it looks so good from the front. The tail of it, though, looks a little bit odd to me. I can't quite decide if I like the tail end, if I like the package as a whole, if I could see myself on that. It puts out decent horsepower though, and decent torque, so I'm sure it's kind of a zippy ride. Parallel twin with the cross-plane crank, you know, it'll have a good roar to it. Kawasaki's ZX-10. So we've seen Kawasaki drop the 2026s of like every single model in the lineup, but we haven't seen the ZX-10 yet. Now there is going to be a ZX-10 for 2026, but I think it looks like they're updating the emissions and some of that stuff on it. And so the figures I saw, it was down in horsepower. You know, they were at like 202 or 204 or something like that. Now they're down to 193, and it lost 2 or 3 foot-pounds of torque too. So that's always kind of lame. I mean, if they do a cosmetic upgrade on it, you know, that'll be something, I guess, to look forward to. But if we see the 2026 ZX-10, you know, looking the same with no updates to the fairings or lights or anything, and then it's just down on horsepower. Oh gosh, that'll be a Debbie Downer. News. Oh, Indian Motorcycle. Totally, Polaris sold it off. They sold the name. It's gone. I mean, I guess it's not gone. It's going to be retained. So there's this California investment company that bought the name, I guess. And I was looking in to some of the info about this California company that acquired it here, and their total history as a company is just in like sports marketing and real estate. So I don't know that that's gonna go over well. Now what they did do is they hired some old like president of operations or some old CEO from Harley Davidson who had worked for them off and on. They recruited him to be like the head guy for this new Indian endeavor. But oh man, I don't know what the future for that looks like. What's going to happen to all the dealers? Is there still going to be, you know, parts and all the support that you did have under Polaris? Like, there's no way. And yeah, the Americans on their motorcycles, they've always just had such a narrow scope of, you know, as far as styles of bikes that are made. Why are we all stopping? Two people went around somebody. Oh, people are just slow. Let's go back out, take the rural road. I think church must have just gotten out or something, because traffic definitely picked up. And they do call that road back there that I was on Church Road. The locals do, because there's so many churches on it. So we'll stay away from that one for about an hour or so until that clears up. Oh, I'm trying to think what other new motorcycles are cool. Well, I've been looking. So me personally, I think I'm gonna get into the adventure style of motorcycling. You know, I really want to take some trips and get a motorcycle for next year, probably start outfitting it over the winter here, that you know, that I can hit the highways, get myself to some cool places, but then have a bike that I can take down some, you know, rural paths and trails and really get to some place that's like scenic, and maybe even do some like moto camping. I don't know, that would be out of the norm for me. I've never done anything like that. But I like the on-road riding and I like the off-road riding. You know, and I guess what's kept me from doing something like that is because once you go to that adventure style of motorcycle, it's not the best bike for on-road. It's not the best bike for off-road. It is that jack of all trades, you just do it all. So, and that's something I've probably been debating that to myself for years. Do I want to just have the best bike on-road and then have a really good bike for off-road? Well, and so that's currently the boat I'm sitting in. You know, I'll get these super sports or some bobbers, and then we've got our CRF 450RL, which is just a crazy capable dual sport that, I mean, basically a street legal dirt bike, which is immensely fun. But what if I combined all those endeavors into just one motorcycle? Would I enjoy it? Well, I could always try it and then just go back if I decide that I like having the best of either world separately instead of trying to lump it all into one bike. But anyways, so I was trying to decide, okay, if I do this adventure thing, what bike do I get? Like, there's so many good options out there. And then within the adventure segment, you know, do you want a smaller CC? Do you want a middleweight? Do you want a heavyweight that's, you know, really good at the touring, on-road, paved part of your journeys? And I think I would have definitely be in the middle. I think something as a middleweight, you know, in between that 500 to 800. That's what I would call the middleweight adventure sizes. So, you know, we got Kawasaki coming out with that new KLE 500, so that's kind of a groovy looking bike. That's a cool idea. You've got the Tenere 700 that's proven itself. You've got Honda's Transalp, and so just yesterday I was really doing some research on that. And that thing actually looks pretty cool. I did not realize that that Transalp 750 has a cross-plane crank. So it does have more of that V-twin sound and growl to it. And it has like 11 more horsepower than the Tenere 700. It has like 10% more torque. The Transalp is priced right. It's $9,999. So, like, honestly, that's a lot of bike for the money. So I don't know, things I gotta think about and debate over the winter here. But something I love so much is just being on these sport bikes, dude. It's just so fun to rev these out, dive into corners. I mean, they look so cool too. Not that it's all about looking cool, but 99% of it is. Well, so what you have to understand is that, I mean, throughout the ages, motorcycling has just been, you know, about freedom and kind of being rebellious and, well, and I don't know, putting your own twist on your bike and just having fun. So, and these sport bikes embody a lot of that. That's why I've always kind of liked them. I mean, I like all styles of motorcycle, but you do feel like a cool cat on a super sport. Just manually shifting them too. Some people are crazy about their quick shifters and they're like, quick shifter, and I don't know. I want to man the throttle and the clutch and feel this baby just go into every gear, knowing that I was the one that did it. And I don't know, it's just more engaging. Right? It's kind of the same reason people like a manual transmission car over an automatic. And even though you shift the bike yourself, you know, you're clicking up your gear shift with a quick shifter still. I don't know. I want the full experience. I like the full experience. Man, that wind is gusty coming from, what, the south, I guess it is. Well, that's probably why it warmed up a little bit today. We got that southern wind. So whatever, if it's sunny and a little bit warmer, I'll take it. Oh, what do we got here? A Hummer H2 that's jacked up with the lights and that's awesome. I am the biggest Hummer H2 fan that you will ever meet in your life. You can ask anybody I know. It's my favorite car of all time. out hot. That's another thing with these rockets. It's like, well, on the inline 4 cylinders, you get a 600 that really has a high-pitched note as well. It sounds like you're just going a million miles per hour. And like we only got to 60 there, but it just sounds like you're going light speed. Well, and on a liter bike on the 1000, if you wind them up, even just barely. Gosh, liter bikes are so fast. Well, and what, we came off of a couple CBR 1000s then before I acquired this one, and so that was just really a breath of fresh air to go to the 600 after having a couple thousands. Which, of course, if I get out on the open interstate, you know, and everybody's flying at 80 miles per hour, of course then, in that environment, you know, give me the liter bike and I will just take her to the limit. It's so fun. But gosh, for like my everyday riding, when it's around town and speed limits are lower, and man, the 600 has just been so fun, and it's just a little less power, a little less torque, shorter gearing, and it's just a combination of those three. You know, I wouldn't say the 600s feel any lighter or more nimble than the 1000s or anything like that. They feel the same under me when I'm riding them. But yeah, it's just having a little shorter gears, not quite that brutal power. But it's still enough power. It's still enough to have loads of fun, endless fun. Ooh, I smell a tuned and deleted diesel. It has got to be that Dodge right there. That smells like he could roll some coal, baby. I've never owned a diesel truck. I wonder if I'd like it. That was my diesel truck impression. So that's something too that, you know, I'd love to get into sport cars, or, you know, I love Corvettes. I've always wanted a Corvette. But at the end of the day, what keeps me from getting one is like, okay, well, there's more parts on it than a motorcycle, right? There's more to go wrong. I have the potential to be wrenching and fixing on it more if I beat the crap out of it. And it's not like it would ever be faster than a liter bike. And I can pick up an old liter bike for like $5,000 to $6,000 that would just blow a Corvette out of the water. Maybe not like a brand new ZR1 Corvette, but I can't afford that Corvette anyways. But you know, like a cool C5, C6, something like that. Man, bikes are just so fast. Motorcycles are just the cheapest speed you can get. And it's just the power to weight, man. The power to weight on motorcycles is so good. I mean, especially on sport bikes. There's, you know, a handful of super sports out there that have like a 1 horsepower to 1 kilogram ratio. Which is crazy. Oh, what's going on over over there, a little dirt working. Oh, looks like I might need to take the dual sport over there one of these days and do some exploring. Random stop. Okay. It's funny. So the roundabouts have totally like taken over the city, well, especially the outskirts of town here, like we're cruising on. There used to be like no roundabouts here, and then roundabouts everywhere. Every outskirt of the city, it's like they only do roundabouts now. Which I don't mind, honestly. That's something. You can cruise around them. We go out and get our roundabout on. It's like the most perfect field of grass you'll ever see. They grow sod there, I believe. So that's why it looks just like a perfect, huge green lawn. Should do like a photo shoot in the middle of that with one of the bikes, get the drone going. Oh, that smelled like weed. Somebody was blazing a blunt. Bad boy, shouldn't do that when you're driving. Where to go now? Well, so if it's around lunchtime, if we go deeper in, oh, okay, you would just pull right out. It's awesome. Awesome. People are awesome. Yeah, I don't think I want to go further into town. We'll stay on these outskirts. People are freaking me out right now. I don't like it. I don't like when people are at stop signs and I'm approaching on a motorcycle and they're just like creeping out, rolling, and it's like, dude. Because I've literally had that happen too many times that I can't even count them anymore, where they just go right on out, right in front of you. It's crazy. Motorcycles, I've never experienced anything like it, to where you'll be riding and you see somebody at the stop sign and they look and you're like, oh, he for sure looked at me. We absolutely made eye contact, and then they just pull out right in front of you. It's like, what, am I invisible? Did you look through me? Like, what in the world is going on? You just always got a plan that every person is going to pull out. Nobody's going to stop. The only way you stay alive on these things is just to be defensive. You have to be the defensive one. Even if you have the right of way, even if you're not in the wrong and they are, well, it doesn't really matter if you're dead, right? You won't be around to argue that, oh, I wasn't doing anything wrong. Nope, you weren't, buddy, but you are dead. You are dead, though. So, that's the name of the game. Anymore, people are just like crazy. People are nuts. So I don't even want to like flip somebody off or yell at them when they pull out right in front of you, or don't yield to you when they're supposed to, because somebody might just take out a gun and just shoot you right there, or get out and try and like push you off your bike. I mean, I've had crazy things happen to me when somebody else almost killed me and they're totally in the wrong. And you say some shit to them and it's like, oh crap. The world's a crazy place. Oh my gosh, the world is a crazy place. You all know it. And we don't even need to go into any details about anything there. We all know it, and we can just leave it at that, I guess, for now. Which that, actually, in mentioning that, gets me thinking of why I just love motorcycles so much. And of course, before I was talking, oh, it's to be cool, and it's that expression of freedom and making it your own and la-da-da. Yes, all that stuff is super good, super fun. But one thing that motorcycles has been for me is just an escape, man. It's an escape. You know, there can always be stress at work, stress in your personal life. You know, a million things could be going wrong, and it's just so awesome to be able to jump on a bike, turn the key, and just forget about everything else. So it has totally been my meditation over the years. Gosh, even when I was a kid out in the country, I loved getting on my dirt bike and just doing loops, riding circles around the yard, you know, and just, I don't know, daydreaming. You just let your mind wander and you're just out riding. It's, yeah, it's always been something that I've enjoyed so much. There's a lot of mornings that, to start my day, I'll like get an energy drink and just hop on one of the bikes and go cruise for an hour or something. It's a great way to get the blood flowing. Just wake up. Great way to start the day and have a good day. And I enjoy, you know, if I have like a job that I'm going to, I enjoy when I can take the motorcycle there and then leave work on the motorcycle as well. It just gives me a better start and finish, you know, to a shift or something like that. Well, you know what, with a little sunshine and a few layers, it feels pretty good, even though it is probably only like 50 out right now. And the tires have been gripping. It's not like I've been dragging knee on any of these. We're taking it pretty tame. Occasionally get on it in a few gears, but pretty chill day. This is chill for us. This is very chill. Maybe I'll punch it here. Oh man, we wound it up there. Just 2 gears, just first and second, that's all, you know, that's all I need. Just be able to come into a couple shifts nice and hard and hear that wah, wah. It makes me smile, I'll tell you what. I'll tell you what. Like that cruise that we just did there, you know, just like chill, speed limits between 45, 55, you know, sometimes we go a little faster than that, but not too often, on the rocket. Well, and the day is certainly going to continue on 2 wheels. I do want to take our bobber out, and then I do need to show the city that I can still do the best wheelies within 100 miles on our supermoto. It's just too easy. I mean, just dirt bikes in general. They just do wheelies too easily. This is the most jankety roundabout. Ugh, potholes and just the streets torn up everywhere. Oh, and most of the fields now are getting harvested. All the corn and the beans. Well, let's see, for miles on the old girl, 22,000. 22,000 now. It's brand new. That's brand new for a Honda. Oh, what do I want to do here? Do I want to go straight where we have to go on a little gravel? Sure. Somebody coming our way. Are they going to turn? We only got one lane here, bud. And it looks like we're both passing through. Okay, all right. Work with me here, buddy. It looks like maybe we got plenty of space. Success. Oh, dear. Oh, those are some bumps. Yikes. Well, my decision to be on gravel was less than enjoyable. Is he going to pull in here, too? No, he's going straight, which is even worse because then I can't rip our roundabouts up there. Well, that's fine. I need to get this gravel dust off my tires. I think it's all off. Let's see. Yep, it is. They're gripping. We're gripping. We back. Whoa. Well, I guess we'll go left. All right, and these people forgot which one was the gas pedal. It's the skinny one. And of course, we're going to pull in front of me then. Excellent. Are we going? Are we doing the deed? I'm going to switch over to this lane. So hopefully then nobody will pull immediately out in front of me. Oh, they still might. They usually do. Probably help if I had like a bright yellow motorcycle. What I've noticed is that red motorcycles, I've never had somebody pull out in front of me if I was on a red motorcycle. Black ones, gray ones, even white ones, yeah, they'll pull right in front of you. But yeah, a red bike, for some reason, they see it and it stops drivers in their tracks. And I can't figure out why it is. If it's the color red, if they just associate that in their mind subconsciously with stopping, you know, like a stoplight or a stop sign, or what it is. But yeah, red bikes. The thing is, I just hate red motorcycles. I don't like it. I don't know why. So I have left our Honda CRF still like bright red, just like it is from the factory. But I don't like it secretly. Come on, people, give this pony some room to run. That's what I'm talking about. I want to take one more curve and I want to punch it one more time. I'm going to turn off on this little offshoot. I just have to hope nobody turns in front of me, okay? Let me get to my turn. Oh yeah, we're going to get it. All right. Sweet. Tires should be a good temperature. Yes, that's it. That's the one. Oh, that felt good. Felt like I was way off this bike. I was holding myself way over there. Kind of felt good. All right, we're looking, and our last time that we're punching it on the curve. Oh, man. All the golfers looking at us. I love it. It's good. It's fun. It's a good time. The best time, some might say. Certainly I would. Yield to the person on your right. Not today, apparently. Well, and there we are. Home, sweet home. Aw, yeah, baby. What a great way to start the day. Well, I would say that was a success. And that just never gets old. I love just ripping around on these sporty motorcycles. I mean, I like all bikes, shapes, colors, sizes, styles, but there is something about these stupid rockets. It excites your soul. It tickles your ears. And you get something like this that's just maneuverable, it's agile, it's light, it's just so much fun to throw around and just be a goofball on. It's just fun to be a goofball on these. It makes me feel alive, and I love it. So hopefully you guys had fun too. So I guess now maybe I'll cook up a little lunch here. It's about that time, and then we're probably just gonna go out and do some more riding. So comment with any questions. Otherwise, like the video if you had fun today. Subscribe if you want to see more. Well, and until next time.